Now we have, the next act is our very own Yvonne Blake and Evie Moore with a story of their own.
Who are you and what are you doing in my house? What did he look like?
Did I know? Yeah. His head was shaped like a pineapple, and there must have been something wrong with his left eye because his right eye kept looking at it.
What are you? That's not a man, that was my husband. What are you doing here?
I'm applying for the maid's job.
Well, do you even have an application?
I did, but I left it in back.
Well, I think you better go get it. Well, what are you doing in my house?
I'm applying for the maid's job.
Well, all the applications must go through my secretary. So,
Well, look, lady, I spent my last dime on an airline ticket. They took one look at me and they put me in the baggage compartment.
well, look on the bright side. At least you were the first one off the plane.
I was the first one off the plane, but I got my bloomers caught in the luggage carousel.
Oh my goodness.
I went around 3 times before I could get myself out of it. And then they wanted to arrest me for mooning people.
Well, I think your hat should have stayed in the carousel too. So, well,
I'm not leaving here till I get an interview.
well, sit down, but don't touch anything.
Oh, these dishes are so pretty.
I said don't touch anything.
Oh, Evie, you got it in my eye.
Here. Give me your application, please. Thank you. Let's see. Name and address. You can't be too careful about who you hire these days. But I told you not to touch anything because these dishes are Royal Albert. They were given to me by my great-grandfather, the Duke of Devonshire. They can't be replaced. There's no other set in the whole world. So I'll look at your application. Let's see, name and address. I would like to know something about your family tree.
Well, when I left Kentucky, they were still living in it.
You live in a tree? Well, I never.
Well, it really isn't bad. The only time you have to take a shower is when it rains.
I thought I smelled something.
Oh, that's my perfume that I got from Walmart. I also bought this little bracelet with this jingle bell on it. So if you hear anything or you smell anything, it's me.
Do you suffer from mental illness?
No, I kind of enjoy it. I had a couple bouts with it.
Are you cured now?
I am cured, but do you want me to tell you what happened to me?
Yes.
Well, 3 years ago, I woke up in the morning And I thought I was George Washington. And for 6 months I thought I was George. So I thought I better go to the doctor. So I did, and he cured me. I was so happy, I went right out and I broke my engagement to Martha. And then I thought I was a horse. So I thought I better go back to the same doctor. He said, I can cure you, but it's going to cost a lot of money. I said, well, money's no problem. I just won the Kentucky Derby. He was such a good doctor, though. He asked me if anything else was bothering me, and I said, well, I had a lot of ringing in my ears, so he cured me of that, too. Now I have an unlisted head.
What about your physical health?
Oh, that's real good, too. I had a checkup before I left Kentucky. I walked into the doctor's office. The first thing he said to me was, get undressed. And I said, you first. And then he wanted a urine sample and a stool sample.
Well, did you give him one?
No, I just gave him my underwear.
What was your last job?
Well, I wanted to be a lumberjack, but I couldn't hack it, so they gave me the axe.
Well, I don't see many qualifications here to be a maid, but what qualifications do you have?
Oh, I can clean anything. I can clean ceilings and floors. One time I cleaned the whole tree I was living in.
I don't think you read the advertisement right. I don't need a household maid. I have a housekeeper for all that. I want a personal maid.
Well, I'm personal.
Well, let me give you the job description. You'd have to lay out my night clothes and put my hair in curlers and draw back the blankets, and then you'd have to moisturize my feet.
Well, I can do that, but what do you have, a broken arm?
I never. I was born into a very privileged background. We were connoisseurs of the arts. We never did anything we could hire someone else to do for us. I guess you could say I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth.
Wasn't that kind of hard when the other kids had tongues?
Well, I'll have you know my ancestors came over on the Mayflower.
Well, my ancestors go way back to Bible days.
Well, are you saying they were on Noah's Ark?
No, they had their own boat.
Well, you would also be required to draw my bath and make sure the water is 80 degrees exactly. I would need help getting in the bath and out of the bath.
Well, if I had a pulley, I could get you in. But there's no way I could get you out.
Well, I never.
Well, I never have either.
My clothes are very expensive, and I always send them out to be professionally cleaned. However, you would have to wash some lingerie, underwear, and that sort of thing.
Oh, I would never put them in the wash machine.
Well, I would hope not.
Well, I would get out my washboard, and I would scrub them good.
Oh, my underwear is much too delicate for that.
Well, it depends on if you have any skid marks in them. Well, I have, and they're hard to get out.
Well, you wouldn't have to wash Arthur's because he has a valet.
You know, I had a valet one time, but the doctor cut it off.
That's absurd. I think you're lying.
I know I am. I lie all the time, but hear me out.
Did the maid drop you on your head when you were a baby?
We couldn't afford a maid. My mother did it.
Well, I'm going to give my granddaughter a coming out party, and I would need some help with that.
Oh, I know all about coming out parties. We gave my Uncle Ernie and my cousin Peekaboo a party when they got out of jail.
Well, how are they doing now?
They're not doing very well.
Why?
They're dead.
What happened?
Well, they went out hunting, and they saw some tracks. My uncle said that they were moose tracks, and my cousin Peekaboo said that they were deer tracks.
Well, which one was right?
Neither one of them. They were train tracks, and they got run over by a They
weren't too bright either, were they?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, my cousin Peekaboo had so much money. When he died, he left the hospital $1 million. They even named a wing after him. It was called Peekaboo, I See You. It's none of my business, but what's your granddaughter in jail for?
Well, she wasn't in jail, you bimbo. A coming out party is when a girl is introduced into society.
Oh, I think I had one of those one time, but nobody came.
Do you have any friends?
Well, I had 2 imaginary friends, but neither one would play with me.
Did your mother do anything about that?
Yeah, she put a pork chop around my neck so the dog would.
Need you to run some errands for me.
Well, I had a car, but I ran it into the living room.
How'd you get a car in the living room?
I turned left at the kitchen.
Look, you wouldn't do very well as a maid. This is a very elite neighborhood. You wouldn't believe what it's going to cost us to live here next year. You would look so out of place. You would stick out like a sore thumb. But Arthur and I are going on a trip to the French Riviera for 3 months, and we want someone to watch Arthur's pit bull.
Oh, I love dogs.
Well, you would do well if Brutus loves you.
What if Brutus doesn't love me?
How fast can you run? And I have to warn you, he follows everything on a bike.
Well, what do you do then? Do you tie him up?
No, just take away his bike.
Well, I'm going to take the job because I'm desperate.
Well, go and bring your suitcase in, and I'll have the cook make you a nice warm meal.
Oh, you won't be sorry. I'll make you proud.
Oh, okay.
I'll go get my suitcase.
All right. Never!
Does this mean I'm not going to get a hot cooked meal?
If I catch you, you'll never eat again.